Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad video game podcast and our review of Marvel's Black Panther.
Hey, welcome to a special episode of the Super Co-op Squad video game podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Mack, and I'm here with my friends, my fellow gamers, Garrett Laney.
Hi.
Joshua Gerard.
So, see, I was going to do that while he was talking.
See, I'm doing the shoulders.
Yes, he's doing the shoulder shake. So we are here today for this special episode to talk about Black Panther. We'll be reviewing the film. We've all seen it, and we'll be talking about what we thought of it. So real quick, before we hop into the content, obviously, spoilers. Because we're talking about and reviewing a film, guys. So if you don't want to know or you haven't watched the movie, pause real quick, go watch the movie, take a 2-hour break, come back, and then be ready to listen to us talk about this film. All right, so Black Panther is the latest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe of films. It's the next standalone film from it's the standalone film for Black Panther, the hero that we saw in the Civil War Captain America film. And it's actually the first standalone film for a African American superhero. So a lot of new things with this.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean,
Not the first, but it's the biggest.
Spawn?
No, Meteor Man,
Blade.
Please stop.
Blank Man.
No, you got Blade.
Please stop.
Blade.
I don't think Blade counts as like a superhero.
He's more of an anti-hero,
Exactly.
but he's in the do it right category.
Sure. Well, first one.
Yes.
Yeah, first one, not the second or the third. But we're here to talk about Black Panther. So before we hop into the content, we'll go over the cast real quick, and then we'll discuss them later on. But just so you are aware, we had Chadwick Boseman playing the titular Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan playing Eric Killmonger, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, Denai Guaria as Okoye, Forrest Whitaker as himself, apparently. As this is what IMDb and Google is showing for his name.
This is Jury.
Jury. Daniel Kaluuya as Wakabi. Angela Bassett, great casting there, in my opinion, as Ramonda. Andy Serkis as the underused Claw. And Martin Freeman as Agent Everett K. Ross. That's rounding out and of course Letitia Wright as Shuri, which is a big one there.
Yeah.
Big one. All right.
Have we already gone over the Tolkien J.R.R. Tolkien?
We have.
Okay.
We've already expressed this joke.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a good one.
Yep. It is a good one.
Johnny was upset that you decided to input it there like 2 episodes ago.
I don't remember that, but, yeah. So let's get into the first part here. So, leading up to the film, hype for it, your thoughts on it, like how were we going into this?
Excited. I was going into this. I don't know much about Black Panther. He's one of those heroes that, I haven't played too much in like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I haven't read much about him. So, I really only had coming off of Captain America Civil War.
Is he in Ultimate Alliance?
He is in Ultimate Alliance.
I know there's a lot of characters in there. So.
Yes, he's in Ultimate Alliance. Maybe the second one. Probably not the first one.
Second one was Civil War, so he's not the second.
You could still have characters in it.
Yeah, but he's not in there.
Okay. Then maybe he was in the first one.
Yeah.
But he was in one of them.
Yeah. So, I was looking forward to seeing this movie. I wasn't really, quote unquote excited for it. I was more, okay, this will be interesting and it's Marvel. So let's see what it's all about.
Okay. Yeah. I went into it and I was interested in it. I was going to watch it regardless, but I did want good things of it. I think Chadwick Boseman was one of the breakout stars from Civil War. He was a scene stealer whenever he was on screen in that movie. And Black Panther in particular, as far as being a character I like, I enjoy him. I like the aspect that he plays in the Marvel comics where he is different than the other heroes in that he is, yes, fabulously wealthy, but he controls a country. He has more technology than Tony Stark. He's also a powerful warrior. He's a lot of really great things that they put together and sadly enough, a character that is black, and we only have one. Like most of the black characters we have, they're of a certain type, or they're just non-existent. And he encompasses a lot. So I was very excited. All right. Movie going experiences. How was it going into the movie? What was your theaters like?
I can share the story. I was going to do this in our normal podcast, Super Co-op Squad, but no. So, I didn't see it opening night. I didn't get a chance to see it opening weekend. Garrett was going to, but I guess he didn't have an opportunity. So Garrett asks me, "Hey Joshua," through texting, are you going to go see the movie? I said, yeah, I'm going to go see it with Tiffany on Monday. He said, oh, is it like a date type of thing? Or can I come with you? I said, it's kind of a date type of thing. He's like, all right, yeah, no worries. Enjoy the movie.
That's the last I talked to Joshua.
Yeah, it was for like, besides doing the podcast, you know, we didn't talk about it since. So I go with Tiffany on Monday. We scan our tickets. We go into the theater. For some reason, someone was in our seats. And we said, hey, you know, you guys are in our seats. She's like, no, we're not. So we show her our ticket. It's like, here's the seat. She shows us her ticket. It's the same seat. It's correct, but the movie times are different. So I was like, that's kind of weird. So Tiffany and I were like, let's go check it out. So we go out the door, and this is a theater that has, you know, 2 doors to go into it. So we go out one side, and I'm looking at the ground, like looking at my phone, like, what the heck happened? And Tiffany's like, hey, is that Garrett? And I look up, and as soon as I look up, Garrett's coming towards us. And I'm like, the hell is Garrett doing here? Like, didn't he just ask me? Like, I told him it was date night, and Garrett just shows up. What are you doing, Garrett?
I was on my own time. I had bought my ticket like Sunday night previously. I already had my seat. I was already there with I had a buffalo chicken pizza. It was disappointing, but I had plans already. So going in, I had a pizza. I had my drink. I was ready to go.
And he's just like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, this is awkward. No, but the movie going experience was pretty good. The other theater wasn't that packed, but it had, you know, the reclining seats, and we were right in the middle. And honestly, for a big screen, it's not that bad sitting on the middle because there's no stadium seating. That was it. He had his barbecue chicken pizza popcorn.
Buffalo chicken pizza. Cool. No popcorn.
Yeah, so I mean, my theater is non-existent. I've been having to go to a lot of drive-ins because I have a little one, and if I don't get a babysitter, I can't take him into an actual theater just because he's a baby, you know, makes noise and stuff. But there was a good turnout at the drive-in, and I was very excited. My wife was excited. So yeah, there it goes. I will say that people were honking their horns when the movie came on. It was something that hadn't happened before. People were pretty excited. All right, so breaking this film down. Let's go ahead and let's do that. So we'll take the first, you know, kind of the first arc of the story there. You know, opens in 1987 or something.
No, bro. Because I cemented this in my mind because it felt bad. We are now old enough where to set up a story and have exposition, the past is now 1992.
Was it? That's not that far off.
Exactly.
No, I mean, like 1987 is just a couple of years later.
No, what I'm saying now is that for a movie to set up past stuff is now when I was 4. That makes me feel old, is all I'm saying.
Not to me, like 1987 when I was born. So I said 1987 thinking like, okay, like it was within my time frame. But I see your point that yes, they are now setting up past events in movies in the
my
time
lifetime
frame of our lives. Yeah.
30 years ago, we're like, I was born already.
Right.
Yeah, 1992.
Yeah, so set up there, and we find that there was some sort of altercation between the previous Black Panther, T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, and his brother, who it seems may have betrayed them. A fight happens. His brother is killed, and the king abandons his brother, leaves his body there, and goes back to Wakanda after leaving him in America dead in the middle of Oakland. Fast forward, and now T'Challa has taken over the mantle of Black Panther and King of Wakanda after his death, his father's death, just a week or so
in Civil War.
Beforehand in Civil War, it's kind of fast forwarding to that point, and we see all his struggles as he's looking to right some wrongs and do the king stuff.
Yeah. To be fair, that's not how the movie opened. You find that out later, like in the movie.
That's how it opens. Other than like there was a point where like it does like there are 2 people, a boy and a man, who they talk about Wakanda and how they got the vibranium. Then it immediately goes to 1992. It immediately does that.
Yeah, but you don't find out that the dude dies in the movie.
You do.
Yeah, he dies in the beginning of the movie. It's not till later that we find out something else.
Yes, but yes, his brother is
first scene.
We know his brother dies. He is killed
by T'Chaka.
Yes, we see it happen.
Okay, never mind.
But yeah, that quick exposition I felt was nice. We didn't have to set up a whole 30 minutes setting up the meteorite coming down, the vibranium and everything. It was 5 minutes tops, just setting up the story of why Black Panther is Black Panther, where he comes from, how he is, and the tribes. I felt was very important to set up.
Oh, okay, I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of exposition. I think it's very poor storytelling. And yeah, from that standpoint, but I mean, it did its job. And it did it without, a lot of fluff or like stupid names. Like, it's annoying in like a fantasy movie, and it says, when the tribe of Pharaoh Lee met and they went to the Battle of Ondor and the Ondorans fell to the Amorgarites. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, and I'm not going to remember any of that, but they didn't do that. The first arc, part of the movie, I think, did a really good job of showcasing and setting up everything that we were going to see, and having T'Challa put in a position where he's looking to immediately come in and right wrongs his father couldn't by, eliminating Claw and some of the things he had to deal with, do they want this young boy? I mean, essentially, I'm guessing he's like 26 or something in the movie. They want this young man who taking over and being king. And some people do, a few don't. Some challenge him, even though they say they don't want to. And I thought it was good. It was well done.
Okay. We're talking about,
it's like the first arc, first 40 minutes.
Cause then we're kind of learning his father passing away. There's time for a new king. They have ritual combat against the other tribes.
Yep.
And a lot of them, from my perspective, what I was saying was that they didn't want to challenge him. They respected him, and they were going, we have warriors. We're not choosing to challenge. We have faith in T'Challa.
Yeah, not this time.
One tribe in particular didn't agree with that, but in that first 40 minutes, as like they're discussing what to do about Claw and stuff in those council meetings, you see people like kind of
that's not till later.
Okay, well, fine.
Just saying. I mean, so far, everyone, the first time we see Black Panther, he's, he's stopping that I guess human trafficking issue. Mm-hmm. To pick up, I guess to stop that, and then to see the spy, Nakia.
Yeah, his ex.
Yeah, his ex.
Did you freeze?
I never freeze.
He froze.
So that was cool. Him coming back from that, and we get to meet Shuri. And Shuri is a pretty cool character. I like her a lot, and we see her different kind of design where everyone's in this kind of tribal, very cultural garb and attire, and she's just got like a midriff with a skull on it, and she's really like laid back in that kind of aspect.
Yeah. It's interesting with her. That's actually one thing. I did like her as a character. I think she did an amazing job playing the character. She was vibrant every time she was on screen, funny and interesting. And for a lot of these films, you don't really care about the side characters, the B characters, like their sidekicks. Nobody cared about, I can't even think of his name right now. Nelson? No, not Nelson.
In Spider-Man? Maybe so?
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Nobody cared about him.
Yeah, no.
You don't care. Like,
I actually despised him. I did not like him in the movie.
I mean, even in Iron Man, like, you don't really care about, like, Pepper Potts. Like, you just don't care, you just don't care. But you cared about her, which I thought was, a testament to her. But on the flip side, they pulled a lot of what Black Panther was, or T'Challa was, I should say specifically, and they gave it to her. He's a genius.
Okay.
And they didn't make him seem that way. He was a politician. He was a statesman. He was a warrior. He was a king. He was not a genius. And that was a little rough for me, but just a small point there.
Okay. See, I didn't know that because I didn't read the comics or anything. So I actually didn't know he was, on par in intellect, genius level kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe.
Okay, up there with Tony Stark and
Tony Stark
Reed
is
Richards?
Definitely below him. Reed Richards is up there with him.
Okay,
Reed Richards, Black Panther.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say about Tony Stark?
He's an engineer. He is not nearly on the same level as like Bruce Banner, Reed Richards, Black Panther, T'Challa. They have minds and far surpassing him. But he's a better engineer than they are.
Gotcha.
One thing that was a big standout to me right away was the mix of the technology and the culture that they kept. And, in a lot of films where they show African Americans or Africans, they always sometimes make a point to make it where they're still using like spears and sticks and things like that. And you're like, what the man? Like everyone else is using like actual guns and weapons and things like that. So it's insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
But in this movie, they did a really good job of keeping like a lot of cultural like aesthetic, but making it like, well, this is not the fact that they are, they're uneducated or they have no technology. They're choosing to live a life within their culture, even though they could have whatever they want, technologically speaking.
Yeah.
And I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
That stood out to me a lot the most too, because the first thing you see when, they're flying into Wakanda is you see all these big landscapes and these skyscrapers and kind of the tech stuff. And then when they get closer in, you see people that are like in streets, and you don't expect to see just kind of streets that aren't like asphalt and paved their way. They're just kids playing in the dirt. They're playing, soccer, kicking some balls around. You see people just kind of hanging out on stairs that are like made from clay. They're not necessarily cement or anything like that. And it's something that it's not just culture based. Like they don't rely on technology as far as like living. They use technology for technology purposes.
Well, the only, I agree with most of what you're saying there, but the one slight disagreement I have is, we do see people out on the streets playing in the, kids playing in the dirt and stuff, but those people are still using the technology on like their bracelets. They have like that video calling thing. There's still technology on the people that they're still using.
Yeah, I think what I liked was the fact that they had harmony with technology.
Yes.
Like with us right now, I mean, right here sitting around this table with all of our devices and electricity and stuff. Yep. Technology has taken over our lives and removed us from the earth and technology. We want nothing to do with it other than when we choose to, specifically like on a hike or on a camping trip or whatever. But they adopted everything about technology, but didn't allow it to take over their roots. And the way that it was just done with all the vibrant technology mixed in with just natural greenery and scenery was striking.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, so let's go into, kind of the second part of the movie here. Like you said, a few more people, as you pointed out, now starting to question some things he's doing. Should they, attack Claw? Should they leave him?
Yeah.
We see some bonds that he has with some of his family and his friends. He goes on a mission that ends badly, and we see a little bit of Killmonger and what he's kind of trying to do. So the second half of the movie, I thought it was a little slow. It took a while to get things moving and a lot of talking, and I think they could have cut some of that stuff down a little bit, sped things up, but I get it.
I always thought that was funny because me and you are different in that aspect. I like, the storytelling. I like when characters are discussing things and everything. I'm not so action heavy, or at least that's not what I really look for in a movie, which, by the way, this movie did have it. We had that chase scene with Claw when they were in Korea, and that awesome scene that Okiote does, where she gets on top of the car, she uses her shoes or something like that, and that magnetically kind of stabilizes her on top of the car. She throws the spear at the car or SUV ahead. It breaks through the windshield, slams in the ground, and that now is like a barricade, and completely stops and disables that car. It was just an awesome scene, but
it was good.
Action scene. That's one thing I didn't want to skip over, but the exposition I really like. I like seeing that there was now conflict between the tribes and what we wanted. No, we don't need a warrior now. We need a king. Don't go out there and face and try to bring in Claw, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's now that kind of distrust, or not distrust, but questioning.
Yeah, that's not necessarily exposition when they have a plot that moves everything forward, but I don't want to be told stuff. I want to be shown stuff. I want you to do it in a way that's not just like, well, we have to pause this movie right now to explain the situation and what is happening. It's everyone around a table, or by like having a flashback scene, like those I feel have to be minimized. So I don't really like that.
I hear what you're saying, but to me it didn't feel like a pause in the movie. It didn't feel like someone clicked pause to explain something to me. It just felt like something's happening in the movie.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's interesting how they introduce Killmonger. Essentially, he when you first see him, he just looks like this hipster kid. He just walks into this, I guess, museum of arts and just looking at different art and different things. And it was interesting for me that, the way that the scene was set up was he finds the owner, the person that's more, that knows the history and the culture.
Curator.
Yeah, and just like, hey, what's this? Okay, cool. Hey, what's this? Like, I'm putting you in check right now. Hey, what's this? Nah, I belong to our tribe and XYZ. And just the fact that he was smart enough to create this plan. And I think the line that he said when he essentially poisoned her or whatever he did was, you got all the security guards around here, but the one thing you don't do is check what's going into your body. And then she just like collapses. And it's just like, wow, like that's pretty strong when you really think about it. It's not essentially about having all the guards up and, then Claw comes in and just kind of goes crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
But I don't want to say this movie was message driven in any way. I don't want to say that it was like it's black people against white people and that kind of thing. But there was some truth, I feel, in a lot of it. Like, for instance, when in that museum scene where, she's explaining about the hammer piece, and she's like, explaining where it's from. No, it's not from there. It's from this era. It was taken from the British or something like that. Yeah. And, but don't worry, I'll take it off your hands. And she's like, it's not for sale. He's like, do you think your ancestors got their stuff at a fair price, or did they take it? It kind of showing off that kind of, sure, it's nice that you're showing this cultural and in the museum and everything, but this doesn't necessarily belong to you or belong here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I definitely agree. It was a pretty mean scene to just, poison someone like that. It was rough knowing that it meant nothing. Like it was one of the biggest plot holes in the movie. His whole goal of stealing that thing, of like setting up the fake, like selling of the hammer, it didn't mean anything because he didn't need to do any of that. He already was in league with Claw. He could have murdered Claw at any point and went to Wakanda. He knew where it was. So what was he waiting for? Like if it was something where he was trying to flesh him out to get him to like meet up or something to then murder him, but they were already in league. Just murder him then.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. His end goal, the whole time is to bring Claw to Wakanda.
Right.
That's Killmonger's goal.
He already knew where it was.
Yeah, so
yeah. But he had never been there before, right?
It doesn't matter. Like, why do you need to have this elaborate scheme to steal this hammer to make Black Panther, like, want to go after Claw? Like, you could just murder Claw and bring him. I mean, I guess the only reason, and how could he know this, but the only reason is to let him catch Claw to then break Claw out so that now the people are angry at Black Panther and then you bring Claw.
Oh.
But how could he possibly know that?
He wouldn't know because he's never been them, never interacted with him. So how do you know that killing this guy is going to separate the people in the clan?
Well, because I do believe at that point, he knows T'Chaka is the one that killed his father, his uncle. And by now, his uncle, or T'Chaka, had a son, T'Challa. And so I think he wants to kind of create that kind of discourse with T'Challa against his tribe so that the people can vote for him, to be king.
Yeah, but how would he know that Claw is the person he needs to create a league with to do that? Like, where would he get this information?
That they want Claw.
Yeah.
I guess. Because didn't that happen near the beginning of the movie?
He's a 7-year-old kid. How would he know his dad's like terrorist contacts?
His dad had that folder, that binder of all that information.
I mean, maybe even if that's the case, again, like how would he know that he needs? Like they could have forgot about him. Like, okay, so what would have happened if? Because there was a very near point where T'Challa wasn't gonna go and catch Claw. He was gonna just leave it alone.
Yeah.
What then?
No, I hear you. There's a lot of variables.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big leap in logic for him to think that this is the way for me to get back to the throne. I don't think that he would have done that.
It and
But he did a damn good job orchestrating it.
I suppose.
Yeah, just happened to go to the right person that suffered at the hands of Claw, like getting his family killed by him. Like he went to the right person, but like
Wakabi. Yeah,
you're looking for this.
Yeah,
like I did the job. I did the job that he couldn't. Like, how did he know that?
Yeah, exactly. How would he know to go to Wakabi?
Yeah.
Well, how did he know that T'Challa was trying to kill him to essentially reprimand what he had did to Wakabi? Like I don't know.
I hear you. Yeah, there's a bit of some plot holes there.
But I mean, the second half was a little rough for me. I do want to go ahead and at this point, I guess, talk about the suit, because at this point he has his new suit with the kinetic energy like dispersion.
Love it.
I think it was displaced.
I think it was overused. Like they used it way too much.
It reminds me of Justice League. Every other scene you see Wonder Woman, what does she do?
Yeah,
she does the little bracelet thing. So I can see it being overused. I thought it was a really cool idea. I thought it was a really cool addition and a new way to kind of fight and deal with taking a lot of damage and everything. Rather than just we've all seen movies where it's good guys getting shot at and bullets just fly off them. Okay, yeah, fine, you're indestructible or whatever. But now for that to have to be able to use that kind of kinetic energy and use it as a weapon yourself, I think is new and different.
It would have been cool if there was like some sort of like consequence, like, hey, you can take X amount of like kinetic energy and disperse it. But if you try to do more or too often, you could hurt your suit or hurt you. Like there was no point. But literally he could, cause already the vibranium is bulletproof. So they could just shoot bullets at you. You can just sit there and let them and then just shoot it back. So why do anything else or let people hit you with anything? Because what does it matter? You have vibranium. Yeah, you just take it. Like you don't have to fight. I could wear that suit and win a fight against anyone because if you hit me, it doesn't matter. You can't hurt me because I'm in the suit.
Yeah, when you're in your suit, bullets don't stop you. You can walk through them, but you can't walk through punches and kicks.
Yeah, I mean, there's some plot holes. Or there was one point when Killmonger was stealing Claw back and like Black Panther ran through the alley to like take Claw back and he shot him with like some big gun and it blew him back and it hurt him. How?
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, and I kind of question that because I'm like, maybe he's using a different type of weapon. It was a grenade launcher that shut him off. Yeah, earlier in that scene, we see him, dive on top of a grenade.
Yes, and just absorb the energy.
Yeah, so for this one, I was kind of hoping it was maybe a different kind of weapon or something, but it seemed like it was just big gun.
They don't explain it.
Yeah, they have a big plot hole there.
Yeah, even that vibranium piece that they stole never shows up again.
Yeah, exactly.
So like for that, maybe that could have been it rather than a grenade launcher. He hits you with a vibranium, shot or something. I don't know.
They would have mentioned it like, how does man have vibranium? Like they would have said something.
Yeah, but to talk about the plot holes, I guess we're gonna get into it early. Like, what was the whole point of stealing the vibranium to fake this buyout and then just he takes it from Claw after he kills him and then he just. It just disappears?
Yeah.
Throws away?
Yeah, I think Black Panther got it back when they captured Claw. But yeah, it was a pointless piece in the middle there, I think.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It wasn't fleshed out or explained. If there was a point to it, it wasn't explained.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into this third act and then we'll go into, just our random nitpicks from there. So, Killmonger, ritual combat with Black Panther, ends up winning, takes over. Wakanda decides, you know what? We're going to use all of your technology and abilities and skills, and we're going to disperse it to the poor, the poverty stricken across the world to fight back and gain and fight back against injustice, gain their equality.
Yeah.
Real Black Panther shows up, fights ensue,
Black Panther.
And, Killmonger dies. How you guys feel about this act, this ending act?
I enjoyed the I guess the hierarchy fight, the kind of destabilization. For me, that big battle scene, I gloss over that stuff. I don't care that much for like big fights, and what actually kind of hurt me was just seeing all these tribes fighting each other, and it's like, don't fight. It's I can understand there being a Wakabi's tribe. I forget the name of the tribes, but Wakabi is the main tribe to partner with Killmonger.
Right.
And out of all the other tribes, it seems like they should have easily been able to kind of just stop that right there between like 5 tribes fighting one. But it seemed like it was Killmonger and Wakabi tribe. That was it. Everyone else was in battle against Wakabi tribe.
Well, no, it seemed like the Wakabi's tribe and whatever Killmonger, had, which was nothing, I suppose. And then the like royal guard was it. Like the other tribes didn't seem to take part too much.
They were totally there fighting.
Well, at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they come in after the fact. You're talking about the outside tribe? Or
No, I'm talking about.
There's only 4 tribes, right?
He's saying that it was one tribe sided with Killmonger and then 3 tribes sided against Killmonger, and then the ape tribe came at the end.
Yeah.
I don't remember it that way.
Okay.
I don't either, because isn't there only 4?
Yeah, but he's saying one sided with Killmonger.
Correct.
3.
I think there's
3.
5.
There's 5, yeah. 1 with Killmonger, 3 were fighting against Killmonger, and then the 5th one came, is what he's saying, to help at the end. I remember it as the one with Killmonger. The others were kind of like impartial, didn't fight really very much. And then the Royal Guard was way outnumbered, and then Ape Tribe came.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll have to rewatch it again.
I actually like the big battle because it was more a clash on beliefs. And when you take a Wakabi, you know, he felt that, you know, he had social injustice with, you know, his whole family.
Yeah.
And hey, this, I've been trying to tell you, T'Challa, like, we need to do this, you know, for revenge or for whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to follow someone else's lead who wants to get things done because of the social injustices that are happening to me and who he believes his people across the world. So I'm going to stick with him. And you have that side versus the side that's more doing right, sticking behind my clan, my tribe, and doing what we feel is right. And then you had the outside tribe that made a decision on what they felt was right because they wanted to stay away. They had been separated from every other tribe for years. Yeah. And then he decided to make a decision to stick in. So I actually enjoyed that. Well, the final fight, I thought it was okay. I thought it was interesting that, okay, let's get all these vibranium vibration waves or whatever to impact our suits so we can fight normally.
No, when they're fighting in the
I wasn't a fan of they had to dodge the train like 3 times. Like it kind of took away from the fight, in my opinion.
I don't think it was a very good fight. It was pretty lackluster. As a matter of fact, most of the hand-to-hand combat in this film was very poor. Just not great choreography. They relied way too heavily on CG.
Yeah, I agree.
And they relied way too heavily on that dispersion kinetic energy field. But I will say that they made a very, very powerful fight when he had his second ritual combat against Killmonger. Or second ritual combat, and this one was against Killmonger. He only fought Killmonger in it one time. And Killmonger whooped the out of him. Like, I mean, he put in work and he humiliated him and he disgraced him and then threw him over the cliff like garbage.
Yeah, probably not the best idea.
I mean, most people wouldn't survive that. He wouldn't have survived.
No, I agree. How would Killmonger know? But I mean, out of all the people you've killed, all the different ways, this is the one that matters. Maybe do things a little more traditional.
I mean, I get it though, that he wanted to like prove a point, like
it was
to
more
treat him,
injury.
treat him like garbage. Like, this man is nothing to me. I won't even kill him. I'll just throw him like trash over the falls.
Okay.
And it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense.
It was very intense. And his words, like,
this your king?
Yeah.
This your king. That reminded me of like, this your man? Whose man is this? Go get your man.
It was very empowering and impactful because for me, seeing that he had, ever since he saw his father's dead body, he's been waiting for that specific moment to take revenge. And, you know, he even says it, you know, the path that he took, whether it was Spec Ops, whether it was all the other stuff he was doing, he killed so many people, including his own brothers, to get to this point because he had one goal in mind from however long ago it was. Yeah. And to see, like, when he actually takes off his shirt, you see it in the trailers, you're like, okay, those are all the people he's killed. And then it's on the neck, and then he turns around and it's all etched on his back, and you're like, damn, that's a lot of people over a course of time.
Yeah. That was one of the best scenes, and I think it really solidified Killmonger as, in my opinion, the best Marvel villain because you understand his point of view. You empathize because he's right. Like, there's a lot of injustice and they left him. Yeah. They left him there.
That was wrong.
Like, yeah, it was wrong. It was wrong. And but he's still wrong to want to fight a war, you know?
Yeah.
But then to watch him just belittle and just destroy T'Challa in that way was like, gosh, Michael B. Jordan did a great job with that scene. Just his words.
Redeemed.
It was good.
You know what go ahead.
No, just bringing up we see Human Torch played by actor. Disney picks up actor. Actor is redeemed. That's so far
Twice.
been it. Yeah.
Twice. What was interesting that I thought is you look at T'Challa and he hasn't really, I mean, from what we've seen, he hasn't really fought without the powers of the Black Panther. So now that that's stripped of him, does he really know, he knows how to fight, but has he really fought with that inexperience, I guess you would say, compared to Killmonger, who's been fighting and training practically his whole adult life?
Well, compared to Killmonger, no. He has trained and you know, been in fights without the Black Panther stuff before. He didn't have Black Panther, you know, the power of Bast, since, you know, he was 7 or something like that. He trained and got it later on. But Killmonger, on the other hand, has been training his entire life to and be the best of the best kind of thing. That's why he was in these kind of Black Ops. He was a killer.
Yeah, but even so, T'Challa, just because when he takes that herb to essentially remove the Black Panther spirit and all like the strength that comes from that, like he's completely in, like, it looked like he's in a weaker state. He looks like he's spitting up blood. So I feel that in that fight, he has a disadvantage because he's not used to fighting, I guess you could say, in that form?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that they just made a point to show that it weakened him, because if a herb gives you superpowers, you got to have some sort of showing that this one takes it away.
It needs to be a fair fight kind of thing.
You know, a poison mushroom or a super mushroom. That's kind of what they're doing there.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I thought it was really cool to see after the power is stripped away from T'Challa that Killmonger is the better fighter. Like without his powers or anything, he is a warrior.
Yeah, it's true. He beat him pretty bad. So here's the problem though. They keep killing all their villains. Now granted, some of these villains are garbage. Like all the Iron Man villains, garbage.
I was gonna say, when you were bringing up Killmonger was a great villain, I'm like, he's one of the best villains. I was gonna say, because you don't remember any of the other ones.
Well, I mean, I do. Like they had
what's the villain?
They had Whiplash from number 2. Number 1 was the Ironmonger.
Yeah.
I was going to 3. That's where I was going to jump off from.
Whatever, like flame body dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like that group.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 2
I don't know his 3. I don't know. I know who it is. I don't know the name.
You jumped off before I even started. I was going to go straight to 3 because nobody remembers 3. They remember Mandarin, but that wasn't really even Mandarin.
Yeah.
What a terrible twist.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, they kill all their villains. Red Skull died.
Yeah.
They don't have them. I mean, not even that they were good ones, but they don't have them. And Killmonger died in this. Crap, man. Like, you made this great guy.
Yeah.
And
Ego died.
yeah, Ego died. Ronan died. Like, everybody died.
Who's Ronan?
Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Okay. Ronan. Because I'm thinking Ronan.
But it's Ronan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
The guy from Ant-Man died. Doctor Strange's villains pretty much all died, mostly.
Yeah.
Or got trapped
Jacket.
somewhere.
By
Yellow Jacket.
Okay.
Right.
Took me a
So,
while.
I mean,
Yeah.
now what do you do?
Saying. Well, it sucked because there was that scene where it's like, maybe we can heal you. And it's like, why? So you can lock me up? You know, kind of thing. I'm like, I don't want you to die, though.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
Yeah, that's his pride taking over. Like, he gets it. Like, what's life for me after this?
Yeah, but he even had that quote, where quoting him saying like, just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors, because they even knew, a death in water, or death was better than the life of bondage.
Yeah. So I don't know what you're gonna do from here with another villain, because that's gonna be a tough one to top.
I don't think you can top that.
I mean, there are ways to do it, and there are villains that they can have that are powerful enough. Because what is Killmonger? I mean,
just a man.
Well, I mean, yes, but what I mean is like first of all, Black Panther is a relatively unknown hero, and Killmonger is a relatively really unknown villain.
Yeah.
So if you took this super unknown villain and made him powerful, there's a lot of great villains you can make who people know very well. But yeah, I mean, it's done now.
I mean, maybe they'll still find a way.
I hope not.
With vibranium.
Yeah, it was a weird way for him to kind of be injured. It's like, okay, we're going to do this crazy move. I'm going to throw this weapon in the air and I'm going to stab you before the suit essentially contracts back. And now it's just stuck there.
I mean, that's the only, it's a PG-13. They couldn't show him.
I mean, what you want the man to do? Decapitate him?
No, but just...
Yeah,
shove his face in the train.
It was a poor scene because they couldn't really show a death blow, and then even when he pulled the sword out, there's no blood. Like, he just kind of died.
He just collapsed.
Yeah,
from blood loss, not losing blood.
But it's because the movie's PG-13.
Well, I mean, he died because of blood loss. You saw when there was no blood. He lost it all.
Yeah, I guess. And then immediately dies the second he removes the sword.
Yeah, I did think that was a potential powerful scene because, he's reminiscent on the life he had, and, he's talking to T'Challa like, hey, that was a good move. I applaud you for that move. But he's like, this whole time, my dad told me that I was going to see, there's this sunrise, this beautiful sunrise, and Wakanda's beautiful. And T'Challa decides to man up and keep the differences apart and like, hey, I'm going to help you see something that, you didn't get a chance to see with your dad.
Well, I think there was more to it than that. I think the whole time with the movie, T'Challa's like, that was wrong. I was wrong to leave that kid behind. I was wrong to leave that child. He's one of us, kind of thing. And that was his cousin. That's family. So I think he wanted to
help him out.
Yeah, he wanted to help him. Of course, you got to kind of.
He never saw him as an enemy.
Yeah, which is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he has to protect his kingdom the best way he can. And who wants to lose their throne Like me losing my throne, and seeing you as an enemy are two different things. I'm not going to just let you take my throne because I feel bad for you.
And then you saw him as an enemy.
But I don't think he did. I think he wanted to help him, but like, how could he? You know, like
he was consumed by vengeance.
Yeah, and I honestly, like, kind of rightly so. Like, you know, your uncle comes here, murders your father, leaves you, literally abandons you here. I mean, we kind of had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he didn't see him as an enemy. Like you said, it was his family. He had to do what he had to do.
Hey, auntie.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Okay, so you know, let's just get into some random stuff. You know, things that stood out to you guys, things that were interesting, funny.
I got a question for you. We're getting all the rough stuff out of the way. So which
what are those?
That was a nice callback, but I never wanted to hear it again. What moment got you guys? Little tear shedder, anything like that?
No,
nothing.
no.
No, nothing.
No,
this wasn't Coco. I mean, there were some sentimental parts, of course, but there's no part like.
Yeah, there was nothing.
I'm not saying you had to physically cry, but nothing in the back of your mind were like, yeah, that would get me too if I was there.
No,
unfortunately not.
You guys are cold-hearted people.
Well, what do you have? You haven't said anything yet.
What scene is
the scene that got me is when T'Challa goes and sees his dad for the first time in the other realm, and he hasn't seen his dad's face except for the moment that he died, and being able to see him again like that's a moment where like if I have a bad dream or something where like my dad like dies or something like that, like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
In those moments, and me thinking about stuff like that chokes me up. Just thinking about it, not even if it happens in reality. So seeing his dad and how happy he was and how, you know, sad he was that he couldn't save him. He didn't have the power to save him. So he believed that, you know, he wasn't right to be king because he's not ready. Like that hit me.
I see what you're saying. At the same time, to me, the feeling's kind of taken away when it's just, oh, I want to see my dad. Take the Black Panther stuff out of me. Okay, now give it back to me. Oh, hey, Dad, how's it going?
Yeah, seeing him.
Because he saw him twice in that movie.
Yeah.
The second time he was a lot more pissed. But
the ritual is you essentially have, like, that's what they do. You essentially drink the potion, I guess you could say. You bury him, and then it takes you to the other realm where you essentially, I guess, the power is bestowed to you, even though they don't physically like show you getting the power.
I don't think that's it. I think it's because he's on the edge of death. Like when they give you the herb, like you have to like endure. So like he's almost about to die.
But he wasn't the first time though.
I think that's the point.
The first time the first time he was stabbed by M'Baku.
Yeah, he was stabbed in like the shoulder.
Yeah,
but he wasn't gonna die.
I think just taking the herb is like what brings you close to the brink.
That's what I'm kind of getting. But at the same time, they do bury him, so maybe it is kind of a near death thing.
Yeah, he can't breathe, kind of thing.
Yeah,
there was no. I mean, the only emotional thing was just the fight, and then watching him decimate T'Challa, Killmonger decimate T'Challa.
I will say the second time I saw the movie, I saw it twice. Mm-hmm. I didn't get choked up, but I did feel something when Killmonger goes into that plane and sees his dad.
That was a little weird because he's like his place is his room.
Yeah,
where they were their apartment or whatever.
I actually would have been kind of disappointed if he did end up in that astral plane, because it's like you weren't grown up in that culture, necessarily.
Well, but his dad was. I don't think it was about where he grew up. I think it was where his dad maybe died or what, because he never was buried. They said like he was never buried. He left him there.
Yeah. I don't think it has to do with that. Because if it was, you say dead and buried. I think it was more of kind of like the last place you remember him, kind of thing. His home was there. That's how I see it.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. It's up for debate though.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing him talk to his dad as an adult, and then as a kid, and then as an adult. Let's which one are we doing?
No, but that one I felt something.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the whole the music was really good as far as kind of themed, and I really enjoyed when T'Challa's first like coming down and they see like the whole tribe and they're performing this ritual and the ceremony, and everyone's just kind of I don't know, I wouldn't stand on a rock that's like 3 stories high and it has like no fence, no ground barrier, no nothing. You just see people and kids and everyone just dancing on this edge of this giant boulder landscape. I don't know, that was creepy to me. Like that I'd be scared. I wouldn't catch me on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's ritual, I suppose.
But
yeah. I thought they did a really good job of making all the characters strong and empowered, but also different, and naturally so. Like sometimes you can tell when they're trying to make a character be something and they're maybe not really that, or they don't do a good job of like showcasing it naturally. So it comes off as like, okay, well, you're trying to make her the hot chick, or you're trying to make this guy the tough guy, or whatever it is. Yeah. But each of these characters felt true to themselves and not caricatures, not like shadows, you know? Yeah. I mean, T'Challa, of course, he's doing fine as a king of Wakanda, and like you feel it, but all the supporting cast, all the ladies around him, they seem like strong, powerful women, and not taking away anything at all from Gal Gadot, but I feel they did it more naturally than even she did it in Wonder Woman, and she did a great job with that.
Yeah.
I liked how the general and essentially all the high elites, they're all female. Like the females are the ones that's defending the country.
And they're badasses too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they just did an amazing job. I mean, but it's not even the fact that they were all warriors. I mean, several of them were warriors, but you know, the queen, you know, the former queen, she was a strong leader and helped you being an advisor to her son. His sister was a strong woman, and she wasn't a warrior really, but she was very smart and, you know, served in her own way. They just did a really good job of making everyone around him a strong person with their own ideas, very different from one another. They weren't all on the same page, even within their like service.
Yeah, which I was going to just bring up. A great example of that is after Killmonger becomes king and, you know, and T'Challa, quote unquote, dies, you know, the family, Shuri, I forget her name, Nakima?
Who are you talking about?
The spy, his ex-lover, or his
her name is Nakia, and then the general is Okoye.
Okoye. But how they're, you know, T'Challa dies, and they're going, oh, we you know, we got to go. Quixote, come on, let's go. And she's like, I can't go with you. You know, my duty is to the throne, kind of thing. So even, you know, even though my heart is with you, I cannot go. So that she has that kind of principle, that loyalty, not necessarily to Killmonger, but also not necessarily to T'Challa.
Yeah.
And she says that to the Wakabi at the end too.
Yeah. You'd kill me, my love?
Yes.
For my country.
For my country. Yeah. That's pretty bold. And he's just like, well, I ain't trying to die. So you are my girl.
The last big thing I want to touch on is you spoke about it briefly earlier, Garrett, that there were a lot of like, there's symbolism, and there was a lot of, points they were trying to make, you know, socially and politically. And, you know, this was a big one about the haves and the have-nots, and Wakanda has, and they're pretending that they didn't.
Yeah.
By their own
choosing.
Yeah, choice. They think that it's to help the world because they don't want to have the vibranium fall into the wrong hands. But I mean, with their technology, they can do that and still help a lot of people. So is it right to sit there and watch? I mean, they were very specific a lot of the times for, you know, about African Americans or other people like them that are descended from them suffering around the world, being poverty stricken and enslaved, to watch it happen and do less than nothing because, you know, you didn't do anything. You just let it happen. You chose it, you know?
It's not our fault. So we're not going to jump in.
Yeah. You know, because you have some greater good, but that's something that we deal with right now. I mean, 1% of the world's population controls 99% of our world's resources and wealth. That's not a fake fact. That's the truth. 1% of people control 99% of the world's economy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So there's people who have nothing, and many people could help and do things just by giving a little, and it's just not happening.
Yeah. And though it is a fact, and I agree that things could be different, things could be done for the better. T'Challa even brings it up, and they're like, you know, your people are dying out there. He's like, I'm not the king of everyone. I'm not the king of people. I'm the king of Wakanda. I'm here to worry about Wakanda, you know, kind of thing. So I kind of see where he's coming from also, because is it his job to save everybody from in the world? That's not his duty.
But is it now his responsibility because he has the tech that can save the world?
That's different. Yeah, that's a different question.
I think it's the same question. The tech is what makes Wakanda and him, the king, able to do all these things.
Yeah.
But I mean, just because I have a duty to protect and save these people doesn't mean I can't give some effort to someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But you're also not bound to do that.
No, you're not bound to. But I mean, if you're a good person, then you should.
Yeah.
Obviously, no one's saying like, hey, you're required to do this because you have to. But like, Should you?
You probably should. Yes.
And that's
which is why at the end of the movie, we get those. Were you sorry? Was I stepping on your feet there? Were you going to say the same thing?
Say the same thing.
Go ahead.
No, you were already there.
Okay. Which is why at the end of the movie they set up the science and research and to help people in different places in the world. Starting with Oakland, California.
Yeah, like, hey, kids, I know you're playing ball, but check out this badass ship you've never seen before.
It's like a space Bucati or something. I don't know what he said. We can strip it for parts and sell it.
Kid. All right, so anything else you guys got? We're moving.
Got any favorite moments?
Just the fight at the end, man. That was just great. Or not the end, I'm sorry. The battle? The ritual combat.
Oh, ritual combat.
Yeah, that was great.
It was intense. I like the casino scene. It was kind of underwhelming, but just, the tension that was slowly building up. They're like, hey, we're here undercover. Okoye is just like upset because this wig's not working with her hair. It's just like, how do you wear these things? And then you see one person come over here, and then we got a couple more coming in. Got 3 more on the right. It's just like, okay, something badass about to happen. Remember, what's the Everett? The secret? Is he a Secret Service agent?
Agent Ross probably works with like SHIELD or some branch of SHIELD that's still alive. Who knows?
Yeah, it was interesting to see, like, he was trying to play good cop, bad cop, but we played bad cop first, and then he was playing good cop when he got shot at.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was an interesting scene to see everything go down. I like that.
I would probably just piggyback off that because I like not so much the casino scene, but the part after the car chase and everything. I thought that was really cool. It's just all around enjoyable movie. I liked it a lot.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get into our ratings.
Oh, one thing we didn't talk about, Zuri. Do you think he really deserved to die?
Like the brother?
I don't think anybody thinks he deserved to die.
The thing about Forrest Whitaker,
if you're talking about Zuri, I don't think anyone.
Like, I didn't like how that scene kind of played out. He was just like, hey, it's my fault that your dad died. Take me. He's like, I'm gonna take you and everybody else.
He should have died because he decided to break up the combat. I think that was instant death just for that. Like, honestly, like the whole thing at the end where like, he's like, well, I never yielded. Yeah, but one of your bros saved you from death.
Stepped in.
You lost.
Yeah.
If I'm in a boxing match with you and one of your friends gets in the ring and tries to stop me from hurting you or beating you, then you lose. You're disqualified.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen.
That's fair. That is fair.
But
no, he's the good guy though, so
he has to win. It's garbage.
Loophole.
Yeah, because if it had been the other way around, let's say like he had to fight, like he had come to some hideout and fought Killmonger, and one of Killmonger's bros had like shot a gun or something or stopped him from doing something, we'd be like, oh, like that's cheating,
Yeah.
So yeah, Forrest Whitaker's character deserved to die.
Yeah, at some point, but at
right
that
then
point,
and there,
he felt guilty because he kept that a secret because T'Chaka told him to keep that a secret the whole time. So
yeah,
I didn't know he was in the movie until like I saw him in the movie and I was like, whoa, all right.
One thing we didn't talk about is they burned the heart-shaped flower.
Yeah, I don't know what the point of that was.
Because you can't have any more Black Panthers after that, or people that would ascend his role.
Okay, so how long do they expect this to continue? That they need to make a point that there can't be any more Black Panthers. Like, what's the point of pointing that out?
I don't know. I thought it was a weird thing. I thought when Killmonger says burn the place down, and then again, forgetting Nakia, grabs a heart flower or what's inside it. I'm like, okay, cool. She'll use that to start a new garden.
More, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're safe. Oh, T'Challa's here. Give him the herb. Oh, okay. Well, we're really doing this, huh?
Yeah. So we're assuming that everything was burned up, and yeah, he said there's going to be no more after me because he picked up that woman and almost choked her out. Like, that's a strong dude.
I would have liked to have seen when Killmonger first is taking the herb to become Black Panther, and he wakes up in that kind of frenzy. I kind of would have actually liked to have seen, just based off military, him being a fighter and everything, just to go a little more crazy than just looking around, scaring people. Like maybe throw a punch or something like that. Maybe backhand somebody. Kind of show that
like
you are that you are still troubled, kind of.
He's a monster.
I can see that.
But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if this is just, all right, we're putting all our eggs in T'Challa, and after T'Challa's done, Black Panther's done.
I mean, the only thing I could think was maybe they wanted to say like, okay, these are gone, so there's no reason why anyone else could have them. Like, why not give this to all the heroes?
Yeah.
Black Widow and all these people. But I mean, no one questions that about Iron Man. Like, why does he not give every one of his friends an Iron Man suit? You know what I mean? Like, why would you not give everybody
Well, he
one?
gave one friend, and we saw what happened there.
Yeah, his friend is helping him.
Yeah, no, his friend
he broke his back.
Broke his back.
He's fine.
Stepped on a crack.
He was getting rehabbed.
That's not enough. I mean, Spider-Man kind of has a suit, right?
No, but I see what you're saying. So I don't know. I don't know if maybe in comics there's something that happens. Like, is there a predecessor to Black Panther, to T'Challa?
His dad.
Oh, I guess not predecessor, a successor.
Not really. I mean,
We haven't gotten that far.
Shuri has been Black Panther a few times.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
I don't know how she's gonna do that. Now, is this gonna happen? Because in the comics, it's Storm and Black Panther. I'd like to see that.
well, I mean, that was at one point they were married. That ended, and then Wolverine and Storm currently are like a couple.
Oh,
Well,
I don't want that part.
Wolverine's dead, just got resurrected. So I suppose they're not a couple because he was dead for like the last
So
3
death
years.
do his part.
But yes, they were a couple.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want that. I saw a joke that's like, oh, if Black Panther and Storm get together and have babies, does that make them Thundercats?
It's pretty funny, actually. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right.
All right, what else we got, guys? Anything else? You always have a final extra thing before I try to finish, Joshua, so please do it now.
I thought I already did my final.
Well, that's why I was just making sure. All right. So, ratings. Let's get some ratings in here. So we got,
Catnip.
well, we got King of Wakanda, the King of Wakanda,
Okay.
the Lion, that doesn't make sense. King of Wakanda. Then we could have, Catnip and then Kitty Litter.
Kitty litter? Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes the most sense.
Yeah,
if we're going with a cat theme.
Yeah,
but just one of them's not cat themed.
Okay, well then what would the first one be? King of Beasts?
Black Cat. Cat
No,
Panther.
That's it.
Cat
Yeah,
Panther.
King of Wakanda's cool.
Okay.
You're in that title back.
Yeah, King of Wakanda.
I'm not saying he didn't.
Catnip. It's good. It's good. Or Kitty Litter.
I guess. I'm trying to think of one when like cats fall. You know how cats fall off of like trees and houses and they're just like, no, but they come back.
Hang in there.
Yeah. They do.
No, that'll do. That'll do.
That'll do.
All right, what we
That'll
got?
do. All right. You guys know me. I enjoy my movies, no matter how many plot holes there are. There honestly is an extent. No, Johnny probably doesn't believe that.
Yeah, except winter stuff.
No, I don't.
But I enjoyed this movie, so I will give it The King of Wakanda.
Cool.
Damn good movie.
Good.
I came out of it with a lot more love than I did going into it. So it is a King of Wakanda for me.
Okay. I did like the movie a lot. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of fun bits to it.
But
The middle part is a slog. I think that they need to fix some things there. Now, it wasn't one of the worst middles. Star Wars: The Last Jedi had a terrible middle. It was one of the worst middles I've ever seen. It was just boring.
that pointless scene, right?
The whole let's move
into the
slow through
casino.
space, and the whole casino was stupid.
Let me
so
talk
the-
to you when I'm half naked.
Yeah. So, I mean, this movie wasn't that bad, but it needed some work. But on the other side, again, you're flipping back, it had a true story to tell. It had great points that were relevant to what's going on in today's world. It had an amazing villain. It had empowered characters and a huge amount of empowered female characters. And it generally was very funny and witty when it needed to be without trying to be overly funny. This movie gets a King of Wakanda from me.
Wow.
So I coming out of that theater, I placed this as my second favorite Marvel movie.
I'd say this is third for me.
Because you have Avengers at second?
No. Avengers is not in there. Everyone always says that. Neither of the Avengers movies are great.
They're not that
They're
good.
not good.
No.
They're fine. They're good. They're fun. They're not tip top. No.
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier is number one,
Yep.
and then Civil War.
That's a damn good list.
Yeah. Winter Soldier's number one for me. I need to go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to stay on top.
And Civil War, just because even though the story was kind of weak, they did a pretty good job of balancing like 20 people in one movie, and they made it fun.
Well, not only that, like you got a bigger grasp on kind of the telling of the story, especially with, well, as far as like Bucky and, how they used him in the past and how that kind of bridged together.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Speaking of which, real
Yes.
quick, we have not talked about.
We got credits.
All right. End scene credits. Let's go.
Just that Bucky was there. Bucky's there
well, there was two
rehabilitating.
Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't much to these
that
end
first
scene
one
credits.
wasn't like didn't really have
What was
much.
the first one? I don't
The first
remember.
one, was just T'Challa telling them that we're Wakanda, we're going to help out with our resources and everything.
Oh, yeah. He was at
That's
the
UN or something like that. But we see Bucky. He's seems to be doing well,
Still missing a
getting rehabilitated. Well, yeah, I imagine he's still missing an arm. I don't know if they're going to give him a vibranium arm.
They would have to do something.
We already know that he has a new arm because you see it in the
poster
the
or something like that.
You see it in the trailer for Infinity War.
I think that's what Shuri's probably going to go show him.
That's cool.
Like, hey.
Well, because she didn't say I have something to show you. She just went, come on, we have more training to do or something like that. So
I'm pretty sure she makes him another arm.
And apparently he's called the White Wolf.
Yep.
So
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I like wolves.
Cool. All right. So that's our ratings. I think we're good.
Yeah. Go see this movie if you haven't already. If you have, see it again.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this special edition podcast of Black Panther review from the Super Co-op Squad. If you're looking for more podcasts like this, reviews of what we're doing, of what we like, reach out to us. Let us know, guys. Contact at scspodcast.net. Also hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think of this movie, Black Panther. You can reach us as a group at Super Co-op Squad. You can find us all individually on there as well. You can find me at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
And you can find me at Joshua_4_life.
All right. As always, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
All right, guys. Take care.
Wakanda forever.